It's TLI Saturday, January 27th. Yes, we are being recorded, and it is our pleasure today to present this TLI to you. We've got some enrichment sessions, and we're especially excited about who we have as our keynote speaker, Cheryl Roush, but I don't want to steal any thunder. I am only here to announce our Toastmaster of the day, which is the one and only Mr. Rich Hopkins, DTM. Rich, you need no more definition than that. I'm going to hand it over to you.
Hey, thank you so much. Welcome, everybody. It's going to be a great morning. You have chosen the best available TLI of Saturday, whatever the date is. What is the date? The 27th. So there's no other TLI going on anywhere in the world that you should be at instead of this one. And we have several distinguished guests today that I am going to introduce now. Our accredited speaker and past district governor, District 5, distinguished Toastmaster, and soon-to-be special guest speaker, Cheryl Roush. Past district governor, distinguished Toastmaster here in District 26, Alan Swartz. Past district governor, District 26, distinguished Toastmaster, Nancy Winston. Past district governor, District 2, way up in Seattle, Washington, and thereabouts, distinguished Toastmaster Dennis Ham. Past district director, past region advisor, district Toastmaster, distinguished Toastmaster, rather, District 26, Daryl Brown. Past district director here in 26, distinguished Toastmaster, Marcia Wood. And from District 33, wherever that is, sorry, Darnell, Club Growth Director, Distinguished Toastmaster, Darnell Evans. Now, you've just been demonstrated reading instead of actually understanding and knowing what it is you're saying. And this is what happens, is you don't always know what you're doing. So there we go. We have an interesting agenda today. This is probably going to be a TLI that doesn't go quite the way you would expect. We are going to have our introductions of our trio here in a moment, but we aren't having training right away. Training is going to be the end of what we do today. So you want to make sure you stay for Cheryl Roush's presentation, and then for our 4 enrichment sessions, of which you'll be able to attend 2 of, because once one finishes, you'll be able to switch to another one. It'll be great. You'll learn more today than you ever have before. And then at the end, we'll have, as I said, that officer training. But enough of me. Let's introduce our Club Growth Director, Ruth Prentice. Do you have any announcements today? Ruth, you there?
I'm sorry, I muted you. I got click happy.
I unmuted myself.
And I'm going through muting everybody, and I was like, unmute. And I was like, oh, there goes Ruth. Sorry, my bad.
Thank you. Thank you, Karen. This Wednesday, January 31st at 6 o'clock, and it's on the District 26 calendar. Nancy Winston is leading a club coach training. We're pretty excited about that. Also, at the D26 website, you can enroll or sign up for the Club Ambassador program. What we're encouraging people to do is visit other clubs. And there's a form there to submit. We're looking for the Club Ambassador of the Month, Club Ambassador of the Year. We think this is a way to strengthen clubs and to share ideas. Toastmasters are so supportive of each other. So visit a club that has lower membership, help energize the meeting, take a role, or if you are in a club with low membership, visit a club that has high membership, a strong club, and get some ideas from them. We also have, in the club growth team, we have several leads for new clubs. Encore Electric, thank you, James, for that. The City of Englewood and Amazon Denver are 3 that are very great leads right now, and we have several others in the pipeline. And lastly, Drew Roberts, who is a member of 10 Mile Toastmasters, a recently formed club in Summit County. He is also a Rotary member and has agreed to be our Rotarian chair. He'd like to be a liaison between Toastmasters and Rotary. So please contact us. Rotary is looking for speakers, and that's a potential source of membership for us. Thank you, Rich Hopkins.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Now, our program quality director, who we've already heard from just briefly, James Gable. Do you have any announcements?
I do. Thank you so much, Rich. I'll keep it brief. Is that something you're expecting from me? We do have 3 more trainings this year coming up. The Southern Division is hosting one, as well as we have a corporate focused training. And then we have one on the last responsible day to get training in on February 29th. You can check our calendar for links to those and those specific dates. And then also, as you all know, it's contest season coming in. We've got just about everything onto the calendar as well too. So please participate, please come. If you're an officer in a club that does not have a contest going on, please come and visit. Contest season is very exciting for our district. Those are really all the announcements I've got for today. You've heard from me enough. Back to you, Rich.
All right, thank you. And now we get not only announcements, but actually a brief educational session from our most honored, dearly beloved Ann Hill District Director, District 26.
Good morning, everyone. Are you seeing my screen, I hope? And I'm trying to make it bigger. There we go. This morning, I am providing you with a very brief and quick overview of our global advertising campaign for 2024. Back in September, we had our district council approve funds so that we could go ahead and do some advertising with Toastmasters International. They're only providing 25 districts with that opportunity, and we're one of the 25 and really excited about that. So I want to give you a quick update on what we've done so far for the last 2 weeks. Cannot see with my floaters here. Okay. We started the advertising campaign on January 8th. They will run for 90 days on LinkedIn. April 8th will be the last day. One of our members in Toasting with Altitude, who's also in the marketing department at Toastmasters International, is monitoring the analytics daily. We've gotten some great numbers. Thank you, Cheryl, for posting on the first day of the campaign. We ended up with almost 10,000 impressions or at least we reached 10,000 people that day. Whether they all looked at the ad, we're not sure. We are receiving monthly reporting from them, but lately they've started giving us the weekly reports, and I will show you what that is shortly. The campaign goals: brand awareness. The average click-through rate for the last 6 years through Toastmasters, I should say last 4 years when they did this campaign, was over 168,000, and they shared that with us. We are asking our clubs to update their information on Find a Club Contact so that when people are directed there, they will receive the correct information. And we're hoping that through the Find a Club Contact submission that we'll get a lot of lead conversions. We do know that one club has actually signed up one new member as a result of that. And I believe that was Pioneer Toastmasters. Toastmasters also created a landing page. This is what the top of it looks like. When people go here, they are asked to download tips for themselves. In fact, the fine print that you can't see says you can start improving your personal and professional communication goals today. Get free tips. Download now. And if they go down further on that page, there will be a place where they can visit a club. When they click on Find a Club, they go directly to District 26 and not to all of Toastmasters International. So that's a really good thing for all of us. And if you're wondering why we're doing brand awareness, we recently, Toastmasters did a survey also, in addition to what's on the screen that you see there. And they found that 50% of those who surveyed reported that they never visited a club because they never heard back from a club representative. And the aim this year is actually to introduce Toastmasters to individuals who aren't aware of and aren't already members of Toastmasters. So if you get a lead, please do respond back to them. And it is being done on LinkedIn. How can clubs help? Well, as I said earlier, go ahead and confirm your information on Find a Club. And the way you do that is go to your Club Central to be able to update your information. And please respond to any prospective member emails that you receive within 48 hours. And do follow up if they end up visiting your clubs. Restricted clubs, those clubs that are sponsored by corporations or organizations, some of you cannot receive members if they are not employees. So if you could send those leads to me, then I can redirect them to some of our community clubs. I have my email on the screen, but I'll put it in the chat as well. So here's our report for the first 2 weeks. We received 70 inquiries that went to 45 clubs. For the second week, we had 73 inquiries that went to 47 clubs. And on the right, you can see that's the ad that is appearing on LinkedIn. And guess what? Quick and easy. That's all I have for you right now, but please do respond to the people, because the #1 request on our area director reports is that clubs are looking for more members. We put the money in the budget this year. We're trying to help our clubs attract new members, which is why we're having this training for today as well. And if you go on, if you receive a feed on your LinkedIn account, please pass it on to others because you are already a member. And also, we would appreciate if you would comment, like, and post maybe a testimonial on that. Back to you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you, Madam District Director. I got to say, after 24 years, one of the biggest suggestions I've ever heard year after year after year is if only Toastmasters would market more. Well, we're marketing more, so we get to take advantage of it here in District 26. By the way, District 33 is in Central California, so I don't want to give you any slights, District Director Darnell. There we go. Now, fasten your seatbelts and get ready, because we are beginning. Do you want to attract guests and new members to your club? Do you want to re-energize your current members or launch a new club? Envision, empower, evolve using Toastmasters Speechcraft program to build your membership. Considered by Toastmasters International to be a club's #1 membership building tool, Speechcraft is a blended learning program for those interested in building their communication and public speaking skills. Hosting a Speechcraft series is ideal to attract members to an existing club, conduct a program in the community, train staff in a business or organization, and to begin forming a new club. In the 4, 6, or 8-week series, participants, referred to as speech crafters, learn basic skills in speaking, listening, and evaluating. In this special session today, you will discover what Speechcraft is and how it will benefit your club and members, how to plan and market an effective Speechcraft series, tips to attract guests and convert them into members. This session is ideal for members and officers to watch and rewatch together and brainstorm. The key to the success of your program is marketing. And today's presenter knows a few things about marketing. She has a 45-year background in graphic design, marketing, photography, publishing, printing. She's written 5 books on this topic alone and has presented over 2,000 full-day seminars on site in 13 countries. Invited to what was called a communication skills series at that time, Cheryl Roush joined Toastmasters in March 1987. Yes, nearly 37 years ago, when I was a freshman in college. She has since hosted several highly successful Speechcraft series, recruiting 10 to 12 new club members in each program. A 17-time published author, her Solid Gold newsletter design book, written for Toastmasters VP of Public Relations Officers, and PRMs, became a marketing communications course book at the University of Ottawa. Cheryl is also the author of The Heart of a Toastmaster, which published 135 true stories from our members around the globe. They sent in their submissions, their stories, and the book received Best Anthology from the International Book Awards. Although it's virtual this visit, it is great to welcome back to District 26 with our session on how to attract new members and retain existing members by marketing a club Speechcraft series. Let's everybody give a hearty welcome, clapping or jazz hands, to District Toastmaster, Distinguished Toastmaster, past District Governor, accredited speaker, and all around really nice lady, Cheryl Roush.
Woo-hoo-hoo! Welcome to Toastmasters Leadership Institute and District 26. If you would start the conversation in the chat box, please write a note. Why did you join Toastmasters? And Zoom Master, let's make sure that we have the handout available to be downloaded from the chat box as well. So answer the question, why did you join Toastmasters? And I will tell you some of my story and about our global family. Currently, we have over 270,000 members in over 14,000 clubs in 148 countries. You and I and every person who has ever joined Toastmasters joined for a specific reason. At the time I was a business owner, I was invited to a Chamber of Commerce networking event, and a woman came up to me and she asked me, "Oh, so you're a business owner, what do you do?" And she was quite curious and asked a lot of questions. And then she asked the question of, "What is your greatest challenge in being a business owner?" To which I replied, giving my employees feedback. You see, all my employees, 5 at that particular time in my studio, were all senior to myself, and I was taught to treat elders with respect, basically everyone with respect. And I thought, how do I give them feedback and still get the jobs done and take care of the clients? She invited me to come for a free breakfast, 7 o'clock in the morning, in Old Town San Diego at the El Fandango Mexican restaurant. Pat Johnson, by the way, snapped this photo for me. That was when I stumbled through the doors on that March 15th, 1987. It was a crisp, probably 60-degree morning there in San Diego. And it was a Speechcraft program. I had no idea what it was, nor how it would change my life, what it would do for my confidence, my credibility, and my corporation today. I am absolutely thrilled to have walked through the doors because I wanted to be a better boss. So let me take a look at your answers here in the chat box. Thank you for lighting it up. All right, so to become a comedian, great. To support your husband in overcoming struggles with public speaking, use public speaking to grow your business, advance your career, did poorly on a job interview. Oh, let's see if we could have everyone mute, please. I'm hearing typing coming through. Thank you very much. Where soulmates are met. Thank you. There's a story on that in the Heart of a Toastmaster book. To get away from a bad box. Absolutely. Again, please mute. Thank you. Reduce speech anxiety. Okay. To help another person get elected. Thank you. Political. Great. Yeah, the clapping, James, I gotta say, boy, they clap at everything, those people. I tell you, and I didn't know even what it was that was going on, but it was an 8-week communication skills series. And I'm still here today. I tell you, they're clapping, and I just thought, I don't know what this is, but I found my people. All right, so a dream of becoming a professional speaker. I didn't join to become a professional speaker. I joined to be a better boss, and here I am. 35 years later as a professional speaker. Career development. Thank you, being the spokesperson to overcome your shyness. So as you're looking at this list with me and keeping in mind what's your why did you join? Think about all the people that you and I can serve by introducing them to the Toastmasters experience, overcoming shyness before auditioning for theater. My goodness, to become more engaging as a presenter, the speech anxiety, to build confidence in giving one-on-one training. So coaching, same thing, to find your voice. Wow, all of these are great responses. So think about the people in your life that you haven't yet invited to your meeting. All right, so on the title page of your handout, you might want to make a note of their names. All right, so let's keep that conversation going. Here's the overview of what I'm going to be. I'm going to be hitting warp 9. Yep, live long and prosper. All right, so here's what we're looking at. We're going to be identifying our markets, and there are 2 that we have, and we need to address each one individually. We're going to take a look at what is our meeting math, what does it really break down to, and why healthy membership would be great for each of our clubs. And as I reviewed, because this is a highly tailored session for District 26, so if you are attending from outside of District 26, including Indonesia, thank you, Theos, that these are statistics that I'm using specifically to District 26 in Colorado, Wyoming, and in Western Nebraska, but you'll be able to translate the skills, the tips, the ideas into your own club wherever you are located. So as I looked at what I put together for this very special program, there's 5 ways to boost your membership. We're going to take a look at each one. Global advertising campaign, as our Madam Director had just discussed. Talk of Toastmasters is coming up pretty quick here too. And District 26 has a club seminar open house incentive going on. We're going to invest the majority of our time on the Speechcraft series. And regardless of what you do for your club, check out the Better Speaker series. The next item are 3 stages of communication and marketing. So regardless of what you are marketing and to whom, those particular 3 stages are going to become absolutely vital. And finally, Toastmasters branding, because it ties right back in to what Ann Hill was talking about regarding brand awareness. And we've been kind of stirring the pot and adding some spices, maybe not meant for our dining audience. Gosh, I've never used that metaphor before. That's pretty good. There's probably a speech in that. Anyway, have you ever done that and you've heard yourself say something brilliant? All right. Light up the chat with this one, if you would please. Marketing is what? Marketing is what? Life. Thank you. Marketing is what? Connecting, getting the word out, creating awareness, building awareness. Great. Keep going. Getting the word out to the public, offering opportunities. Yes. Keep going. Brand awareness, me. Marketing is me. Engagement. Selling ideas. Communicating, motivation. Creating opportunities, targeting an audience. Thank you, Christina. Spot on. A key to growth, inspiring others, meeting needs. Have you attended this session, Ruth? Okay. To build trust. Absolutely. All of these are brilliant. Every single answer is correct. Here's the focus for this session and going forward when we think about marketing. I believe that marketing is getting the word out. We are the solution to their problem. Go ahead and capture a screenshot. And it may be that we're the solution to what it is that is their desired outcome or results. What is it that they want? We are the safe practice, supportive environment in which they can practice this. develop confidence, and truly shine. We help people bring out their brilliance. Hashtag where leaders are made. You got it. So let's take a look at who our two markets are. The very first are internal, more in-house. It's with our current members. This might include speech contests, TLI, such as today. Oh, let's see. Those are the two primary examples that I think of straight away. Oh, if you're advertising your club or you're sending out your agenda to your club members, all of that's internal. These are already members that are currently active. This is where we're going to be focusing our efforts in this session is more external, outside of Toastmasters. People who are not yet members, yet potential guests and members. Here's the bottom line in this one. Match the message to that audience. If it's internal, it needs to be in that voice. If it's external, it needs to be messaged for people who know nothing about Toastmasters, which also means that things need to be placed in a particular area of the layout. That's the 3 stages of communication we'll talk about in just a moment, because otherwise it won't grab their attention. And you'll notice that today's program started with questions, which could be known as in adult learning theory is the setup as well as a pattern interrupt. We need to do the same thing to grab people's attention to bring them into what it is that we are promoting. So let's take a look at how does that show up in our meetings, because we need to have more people in our meetings. And a couple of these slides might be a little a wake-up call, let's say, or great awareness at this time, post-pandemic. Meeting math, we have 15 meeting roles, and that's with 3 speakers. So again, if you have 2 speakers, depending on how long that your meeting is, and you can adjust that number by 1. That means of those meeting roles without overlap, you know what it's like when you are president, you're speaking, you're evaluator, and you count your own O's. Okay, I've been a member a long time. I get it. All right, now a Zoom master, if it's hybrid or virtual. All right, got it. That's 16 people minimum right there. All right, now you add table topics participants again without overlap. I don't know about in your club, and in my club, the prepared speakers and major functionaries are not called upon for a table topic. They have jobs to do. Then include 2 guests per meeting. That's why you need to invite people. Why did you join and who else needs this experience? And you're writing their name down. We need more audience members because, and you're looking at 20 to 25 people at every single meeting. And sometimes there's going to be a couple of absentees, which means we need to have even more people. All right, take a deep breath. You're setting goals in this. In District 26 membership, here's how we can map it out. Ruth, our club growth director, thank you very much for these numbers. We all need to know them. There are currently 118 paid clubs. The goal is 131. We're not going to focus on that number. We're going to focus on the rest of these for this presentation. They're all important though. 104 of those 118 clubs have memberships with less than 20 people. 33 clubs of those 118 have membership of under 10 people. That's a lot of work on those 10 people. That's when it becomes an obligation, not so much an opportunity or fun. 54 clubs are eligible for club coaches, and 7 clubs already have coaches assigned to them. If you're one of these clubs under charter strength, reach out to Ruth and request a club coach to be assigned for you. You can even pop her a note inside the chat. She can follow up with you. 49 of our 118 are clubs which are inside corporations. So they are also referred to as training programs, employee training programs, where it's not a community club that happens to meet inside of a business. These are corporate employee programs and government. All right, so that gives us some statistics. And, you know, we're spread about 3 states too. What makes a healthy membership? Thanks for asking. 20 is our number. It always has been. It is not changing. And we need to get back to it just based on keeping our clubs healthy, fun, and engaging. If we're not at charter strength, we're not really serving our mission of enhancing communication and leadership skills to all of our participants, our members. And we're not a volunteer organization. We are a membership organization. So 20 is charter strength. Please write that down. That's your magic goal for this year. And to maintain that and higher, especially for communities, specialty clubs, and advanced clubs. If yours is a corporate training program for employees, Pat Johnson, who wrote the handbook on this topic, suggests 25. More members equals more creativity, more energy, more engagement. You know what it's like. And think of all the great feedback that you get with more people. Now, this could be hybrid. This could be a completely virtual club. It could be completely in person. Build your club back up to at least 20. That's your goal. That is your goal. And regardless if you're a member or not. So let's take a look at the first of those 5 ways to boost our membership. As our Madam Director, Ann Hill, had been giving us an overview with great news on the global advertising campaign. It does run January 1 to April 8. This is what that free download looks like. I was online scoping it out the very first day that it got posted. Hey, yeah, I'm here to serve you. I need to know what's going on. So this is what the free download looks like. And Chatmaster, if you would please load this PDF into the chat box. We're gifting it to you today. You don't need to go and find it. And that is for non-members. This whole campaign is for non-members organic reach. This is what it looks like. And as Anne was also talking about, at the bottom of that link in the download is the Find a Club. When that is clicked on, it goes directly into District 26 Find a Club options. This is good. So when she was talking about all the incredible leads that you have, here's your guide. Chatmaster, if you would please go ahead and load this document for you. Of the several documents which were made available to the 25 districts that are participating in this outreach, then this was one of the documents, and I find it very valuable for us because we need to follow up. There's also, to show you in a moment, continue to download the handout if you're just joining us too, because page 6 in the handout, I've summarized some of the additional materials for you. But this is a great tip, a conversion guide to what do you do with those leads. And this is the second part of that, and to have a structure. I think that, I firmly believe, that we ought to, as it says down at the bottom, create a spreadsheet that has this information. Whether you are the VP of membership or not, or a member who's attending this, get a spreadsheet going and really track those leads. Because if your club is especially under 10, you need to take urgent action on this. If we're not meeting it, we're not serving the people who come in. So this was one of the slides. Thank you very much, Director Ann. Regarding the results, this is exciting, and that she is receiving this information every single week. When you get a lead, an inquiry, follow up. I'll tell you a story as you're doing those downloads. Is that it was time for me. I had outgrown my Toastmaster club and ready to go to a new club for a different experience and it was 20 or 25 years at the same club. I wanted new perspectives, and I had also moved in San Diego from one area to another, and I wanted a club that was local. I found where that club was. I reached out to the contact information, phone call, email, email, prayers. Nothing seemed to work to get a response. I'm thinking, something's going on. I went ahead and I showed up at the meeting place. I was there probably 15 minutes early just so I could help them set up, I was ready to fill out my application, check in hand. The VP of membership showed up and he said, well, are you at the right place? Yes, I am. I'm here to join your Toastmaster club. Oh, well, And I said, well, I had emailed, I had phone called, all of that. He did his best to talk me out of joining. In spite of that, and that applications were not available, I still came back for 3 meetings in a row. And I think somebody then said, did you know she's a past district governor? It's like, uh-oh. I'm like, boy, and it was great to see it through a non-member's eyes. We need to handle this. This is gold. And we are not tapping into that gold mine. These are people who are already, they're qualified leads for us in the sales process. Boy, follow up. So follow all of the additional documentation which your director has mailed out to you, specific to District 26 on page 6 inside the handout. I do want to point out one update right here. So instead of March 8th, it is actually April 8th. Go ahead and cross that through, and that's on page 6. So I've summarized some of the additional tips using the GAC. And again, it's specific through LinkedIn. You do not need to go and search that. Those are for non-members that we want to bring into your club. So yay, is that exciting? That's the first of 5 ways to boost your membership. Let's look at number 2. Talk up Toastmasters. And here the campaign is February 1st to March 31st. You can go online, and matter of fact, our Zoom master is popping links. So you are going to want to save the chat at the end of this session. So all these hot links are there for you. So again, it talks about what the program is, about the applications, and about the incentives. So you do want to really talk up Toastmasters. And in a few minutes, we'll talk about how to launch a Speechcraft series to really boost your membership straight away. So AJ, I didn't see if she was in our gallery today, but AJ Heron is a member here in District 26, and they're starting, matter of fact, because I posted this question on Facebook, and she replied with that we're starting early with Club 375. If you're in Fort Collins, yay! All right. So then this is what they're doing, Care to Inspire. January 30th, you might want to check it out and go to www.tm375.org if you want more information on that. Talk up Toastmasters, not just during this window, but there's incentives for it. Talk it up all the time, every meeting that you go to. Here's number 3. Again, specific to District 26, Club Seminar Open House incentives, February 1st to April 8th. Let's download this flyer into the chat. And this has all of the information that you need to know about it. And you can get a reimbursement of your club expenses up to $60. All right, so there's 3 so far. Now, let's take a look at Speechcraft. Ready? Catch your breath. This is where the handout's really going to be valuable for you. I've loaded it up with pretty much, if you follow the guides, the templates, the text, you will have a successful program. So let's break it down. Page 2 inside of the handout is an overview for your reference. I'm not going to read it to you. I'm going to point out a couple of things. This will help you plan and implement a successful Speechcraft program. Ever since I joined Toastmasters, my clubs, whether I'm part of the officer executive team or not, has hosted Speechcraft Series, typically 8 weeks. And we don't call it a Speechcraft. That is our trademark, by the way. It is intellectual property of Toastmasters International. It is an educational program specifically for educating and recruiting and invigorating our clubs. Every time a series has been hosted, has brought in 10 to 12 to 14 new members. So think about that, could double the size of your club pretty much within 3 to 4 weeks time or less. All right, so a couple of things here. And again, this is for you to take back to your team, discuss it. There's a nominal fee that you need to charge as a club. Speechcraft is only hosted by a club with an individual of that club as the Speechcraft coordinator, who then upon completion of a successful program receives credit toward their Distinguished Toastmaster Award. So you may want to go back to your club and find out who needs this project, possibly as their very final project for their DTM. So the nominal fee, you do get to decide. TI does have a little bit of a policy on that, but the digital materials, it could include the club dues, their initial 6-month membership, all of that. And again, we are targeting this to non-members, people who have never heard of Toastmasters. That maximum fee set by policy is the maximum of what US dollars would be for 1 year's membership in a club, $120. I've yet to see anyone charge that for a 4, 6, or 8-week session, although it could include 6 months dues though. You want them to stay. This is an introduction, and then get them to stay. Here's a golden nugget. Get them to stay for the practice. And this is going to be an interactive session in the series with them. So again, 120 is the maximum. Most clubs are charging $50 to $60. And it may or may not include, depending on dues proration. So that's basically what I'm finding globally right now is about 50 to 60 US dollars. This is a great flyer, Terry. Thank you. Thank you. Feel free to pop your contact information as our district Speechcraft chair. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Let him know that you are interested in hosting a Speechcraft program, especially before the end of this session, and what your club is, when you might be launching it. It does take about 3 to 4 weeks to schedule, and you want to purchase the digital bundle, and I'll get to that. Review it ahead of time, and we have another expert. Our Speechcraft coordinator expert is also on the line too, Ann Golden, and she's running AI on this too. So great job on this, Terry. So this was great because it really speaks to the graduates. Again, a Speechcraft course. Well done on that. This was more for corporate. And based on a lot of you had said in the chat that you wanted to be more confident and to practice for job interviews, that is a great way to capture attention. Again, question at the top of the flyer. So let Terry know that you're interested. I've included a flyer sample as a model over on page 3. So notice that the questions are up at the top. Again, pattern interrupt. How we use this in marketing is to name the pain, hand it back to the reader in the form of a question that they will respond with our desired response to that question. You know, want to be more confident when speaking in public or online? Yes. Facilitate important? Yes. Enhance communication? Yes. Got it. Then you bring them into more of the copy. So again, you have a copy of this that you could throw it into, let's see, it's a PDF file, but you could use your OCR, you could cut and paste text and drop it into a Word document, double check it, craft it, and design whatever program you're using, whether it be Canva or PowerPoint, Word, whatever that it might be. And all of these are branded, by the way. These are in TI fonts. Everything that I'm doing here today is matching it to branding. All right, here's a sample. All right, so then this is the flyer that would go out. Now, granted, it doesn't have a lot of the color in the you'll see that in just a moment. But this could be an actual promotional flyer for the entire series. And you'll see that the series schedule here taps into exactly what the Speechcraft program is going to utilize week by week for an 8-week session. When you purchase the digital bundle, which are available in 5, so you could have 5 Speechcrafters, the participants, and those are non-members. Your members get this for free when it's hosted during your regular meeting. The fee goes to the non-members to cover their materials and their dues so that they stay after the program. Use the Better Speakers series set for those 10 to 15 minute educational presentations. And how you invigorate your current members is you have them give those presentations, and they can also tick the box for another Pathways project. It's all good. So I put my overview, my frequently asked questions and support onto page 5 inside of the handout. And let's see. So receiving a credit. So let's say that you have more than 5 digital Speechcrafters. And then let's say you have 3 more. Get a second Speechcraft coordinator inside your club. You could then divide it where you have 4 and 4, because you're also going to need your club members to be guides mentoring those Speechcrafters through their program. Now, 2 people receive credit toward their distinguished Toastmaster. Wow, that alone and those educational accomplishments can really bring up your club in receiving higher awards. All right, so let's talk about who are those potential speech crafters, the non-members to bring in. All right, so who needs the skills this program has to offer? As Terry's flyers had indicate, people who are going for job interviews. Who else needs them? I know, basically everyone. We need to target that message though. So your flyer, you could take the same basic flyer, change the headline, change a little bit of the text, keep everything else the same, and you could release 3 different flyers for different audiences for the same Speechcraft program. You could. Second question, what are their pains or their challenges? What is it that they need support in? Because our program has it. When is a convenient time for them to attend? And if it's not convenient for your regular club meeting time, refer them again, refer that person through Terry, our Speechcraft chair, to and he can help you find another club that's hosting a Speechcraft series that will be convenient for them. We all win. We all win. Where are they located? Where are they physically located? That might make a difference. However, because this is an interactive series where ideally that they come to the club meeting and they meet with their guides afterwards with their laptop, and they continue because there's homework between for the speech crafters. Where are they located? It could be completely online. It could. Why would they attend? Think benefits. They're looking for something that's in it for themselves. Why would they attend? What's their why? And it might be very similar to yours or mine, or 270,000 other members around the globe right now. And here's the key question too. I know that our dues have just increased to $60 US every 6 months, which is still incredible considering the value. You got to work the program though. You know, you got to show up, you got to participate. It is an investment. That's why too, what's referred to as the cost for this program, I encourage you to use the word tuition. It is an investment. So will they invest? If they say $60 is too much, unless you really come back and sell the benefits and ask them, gosh, what's your greatest challenge? Like Mary asked me, they need to know what's in it for them. Start identifying the needs, the problems, the challenges. I've created a potential list for you. Feel free to capture a screenshot of that. But these are just off the top of my head. As you sit down with your club members or listen to why people are joining your club, make a note of why did they come through your doors or your Zoom? How can we support them in reaching those desired outcomes? Start making a list. So let's say, depending on where they're located, that it might be in Colorado proper, it might be in Wyoming, you know, it might be in Western Nebraska. District 26 is comprised of 7 different divisions. So we're pretty much almost everywhere. And by the way, you can use a Speechcraft program to launch a new club. And it could be inside of a business, for a community. It could be for a charitable speakers bureau. It could be for a Rotary club. So thank you. I understand that we have a Rotarian as our alliance here today. Then you can have this outside of the club. If you specifically want to build your club membership, host the Speechcraft series inside the club. You have options though. Find a place where maybe a club isn't meeting. Where can we be of best service? So don't let that hold you back because it could be virtual. Here's some questions for you. And if you would please put the answer to this question in the chat box. What groups or organizations do you know of that could be served by a Speechcraft program? So light up the chat. Let's look at the conversation here. Toastmasters does have model flyers. You're going to see one of those from Bonnie Ann here in just a couple of moments. Great. Christina, thank you. So interns. All right. Meredith, school parent teacher associations. Yes. Any type of trainers. Thanks, Holly. Colleagues. Absolutely, Mary. Thank you. All right. Literacy volunteers. Yes. Veterans alliances. Yes. Thanks, Carol. Keep them going. Keep them going. Who else? Community colleges. Yes. Keep lighting it up. I'll share with you that I started a Speechcraft program for the NFL San Diego Charger cheerleaders, which then they moved to Los Angeles, and we still, for 20 consecutive years, we had 10 volunteer members, including past international directors, 4 accredited speakers, world champion finalists on my volunteer team to train the 28 cheerleaders each year, each squad, in public speaking. And we took Speechcraft, put it on steroids for how to do media interview skills. None of us were paid. We didn't get free tickets on behalf of Toastmasters. So we trained cheer and dance teams. All right, community partnership, nonprofit GED programs, community colleges, business and professional women. You could do an entire Speechcraft just for entrepreneurs. There's another good. Thanks, Betsy. All right. Construction companies. Yes. Anyone who needs to submit proposals, engineers, comedians. Yes. Especially for timing and pacing. Business parks, podcasters, any type of service providers, police, sheriff, hospital, surgery centers, climate stewards, athletes. Yes, because we have a lot of pro athletes then who are becoming professional speakers. And even though they have great stories to tell, I started the Olympic Training Center, not in Colorado Springs, but in San Diego, and trained, it was 30 Olympians to share their journeys to the medals and to the platform. Yes, that was all volunteer. So humans, thanks, James. I think your nitro coffee is kicking in. All right, college students, interns, great. Sport athletes, yes. AI developers, politicians, entrepreneurs, government employees. You getting some ideas from this list? Professional wrestlers. Take down. Okay, got it. All right, writers, lawyers, shy high school students that want to make friends, authors. Wow. Okay. So then as you're thinking about those groups, please write that down on your handout, because those are going to be great follow-ups and ask a lot of questions. Would you be interested in, or does this make sense to you to host a 4, 6, or 8-week communication skills program for your, and then name who their group is? Then who in your club can be of support for that? Who needs a credit toward their distinguished Toastmaster? Find out. This was interesting that when I did join that club, in spite of the efforts not to let me in, then, and I'll tell you that story in just a minute too. Then when could your club host a program inside the regular meeting schedule to boost your membership? Go back to the VP of Education, and it does need to be blocked out, and then build backward into the timeline. So those are the questions for you. And then stay in contact with Terry. He's popping notes here in the chat. So make sure to reach out to him. You have abundant resources. Watch your chat. There's a lot of live links being posted now for you. That's the first one here is the main resource library. You will find so many things. Remember when I was just talking about the Better Speaker Series set? Well, look at all these topics which are available for you. It's TI item number 269. You download it as a zip file, and all of each of these topics are included. These would be great. Remember when you're doing your club seminar open house? Use one of these. Use 2 of these. It could even be 3 of these, that you change the entire meeting lineup and you take 3 of these based on what is going to be most important for non-members to attend. Non-members. Open houses need to be directed and targeted to ideally non-members. Don't promote it to other Toastmaster clubs. Sorry, that just doesn't make sense. Go outside of the organization, pop it on LinkedIn, put it on your own Facebook page. Again, market to the external, not the internal. Yes. Okay. So open houses can be more strategic to have a higher conversion rate. Speechcraft has a very high conversion rate based on people come in and they are practicing and they stay. So each of these comes loaded, yeah, they are free. Each of these comes loaded with the materials with it. It even comes with a curriculum guide. It has a workbook with it. It has all of the slides. This is what the outline looks like for the trainer. If you want to be a better speaker trainer, boy, and all of this is current. These are really well done. As a professional trainer internationally, I can tell you these are well done and the topics are still current. Again, free. All right, we're going to load up the chat some more. Lots of resources available for you. So here's a quick start guide. This one is for the coordinator. This one is for the participant. We're going to keep going here. This is kind of show and tell. Pathways credit, absolutely. And then speech crafter overview for coordinators, taking a look at what the participants will be looking at. Again, all of these links are loading up in the chat. Thank you very much, Zoom Master Karen. Getting started on Basecamp as a coordinator, there's a video on YouTube. There you go. And you get to take a look at what the Speechcraft portal is, very similar to our Pathways Basecamp. Very, very similar. And as Terry had indicated that there are templates inside of TI and the Resource Center, yes, this is one specifically for businesses and their staff. You have lots of resources. You have support. So if you didn't quite capture Terry's email address, then here it is for you now. So you might want to capture a screenshot. Terry, thanks again for putting your contact information into the chat. And I encourage you to reach out to him if you're interested in hosting a Speechcraft. If you have people who want to attend one and maybe your club isn't quite hosting one, Terry, let people know how you want them to contact you. Thank you. Ann Golden I'm thrilled that you're in our session today. She has it is the best how to deep dive tutorials on how to be a Speechcraft coordinator. She does a masterclass training, this one hosted by District 38 in the Northeast. It's going to be on Super Bowl Monday. So the day after Super Bowl, when you're recovering, on Monday, February 12th, and the information is listed there. And let's see, Karen, if you would please pop, thank you very much, to put that flyer into the chat as well as the link. So again, this is free. It's 90 minutes. Wow, it's amazing. So I talk about marketing, getting people, enrolling them. Next, we're going to be taking a look at how do you market for this. Hers is specifically how do you be the Speechcraft coordinator. So you may want to have a couple members of your club attend this. Even if you can't attend, register so that she can send you the link for the recording. She's really good about that. And Golden, thank you very much. Wonderful to have you here. Let's talk marketing then. This next area is not in the handout, so I'm going to suggest you take a couple of screenshots. There are 3 stages of how you and I need to communicate anytime that we're marketing. This also translates into in person, but we'll apply it to emails, flyers, posters, and again, anything that you are using to create your graphics, including Canva, PowerPoint, iPages, Keynote, whatever that might be for you. There's 3 stages. They must occur in this order. And this research comes from David Ogilvy in his book, Confessions of an Advertising Man. I'll also point out what are the points where we fail. Again, it has to be in this order. All right, ready? Stage 1 of the 3 is relevance. Here, the question that our reader is asking is, well, should I read it, file it, toss it, or click away? You and I do the same thing. The relevance needs to answer what's in it for me, WIIFM, what's in it for me. The time available is really short. It's as brief as 1 to 7 seconds. So you and I do the same thing when we're opening up a piece of direct mail marketing pieces, which are junk mail. So we're holding things up to a light to see if it's really relevant to us. You know, is it money? Oh, it's bill. Okay. You know, and we start segregating our mail because we're looking for what's the relevance to me. And our recycling bin is really close to us to recycle that. We have got to capture the relevance in that quick of a time. On websites, by the way, it's 2.5 seconds before it's a click away. It might even be down to 2.3. It's got to be relevant. So there has to be something that, again, the messaging is directed to me, that particular reader, that this is for. All right, so relevance. That's why, too, when we ask a question up in the headline, that we're grabbing people's attention and bringing them in to that conversation. We're engaging them. We're meeting them where they are. Stage 2 is confirmation. Now the question changes to, was I correct? Does it relate to me? If not, boom, that's when we recycle it. We're doing the same thing. The time available here is longer. According to Ogilvy's research, it's up to 90 seconds. So now we will start scanning the page. We'll look for, especially for an avid reader, we will go back through and reread everything to confirm that, yes, it does relate to us. If not, that would be the time that we would recycle it. And then the third question is action. And the question that the reader is asking here is, okay, what do I do now? One of the mistakes we make is we don't tell them what to do now, or we have the action placed up at the top. Join us for our open house. What's an open house? Who are you? Why should I care? Sorry, it is as blatant as that. I'm just saying what our minds go through. So the action, the call to action, what do I do now? What do I do next? The time available is as long as needed because there's also 3 different reading groups. Go ahead and capture a screenshot now of this one. In the reading stages, part of our group is non-readers, which need then photos, which are very good. And then they can also convert into people enrolling. And it might be that English is their second, third, or fourth language. So we still want to attract, especially for our bilingual clubs. I know I'm doing French English. No, I don't speak French, but they do. For our Canadian districts, where all my materials are translated into fluent conversational French with live interpreters and on site, as well as hybrid virtual presentations that I'm giving for them. So we can make sense through other forms of communication. So skimmers are about 10 to 15% of our reader population. And we skim, we kind of scan through and everything. And we're quick decision makers. We need the bullet points, by the way. Skimmers need the bullet points. Avid readers, let's see, actually, skimmers are 70 to 80%. Our avid readers are about 20%. So the skimmers are going to skim through, and as soon as they see that it's relevant to them because of the bullet points, they're going to click to enroll. The avid readers will go back, see if they missed anything, or if we did, like the link, or we forget the QR code, then they're going to be the ones who ask us a question. So again, it's as long as needed. The stages must be followed in this order. All right, so let's take a look at a couple of these. Feel free to capture a screenshot of this one. I'll pull up the rest of the text over here for you too in just a second. So this is a design that I created for a free seminar hosted by that new club that I did join. Yes. And then I started talking to them about rebuilding. And here's why. So we started doing a thinking about building the club. And the irony of this is that the club that I joined met in a hospital, a major hospital where I lived in San Diego. The VP of PR made a comment. She was one of the ER nurses there. She says, if we don't resuscitate this club, it's going to die. And I thought, I'm so glad she said that, right? Because it was true. We were down to, I think it was like 8 to 10 people joining. All right. So then I said, let's have a special event. And I pitched having a Speechcraft series to my club council. That's when we found out that there was one member who only needed hosting a Speechcraft for his DTM. I said, okay, what can this room hold? And they said it was, and I think it was, let me pull up the numbers here, because the room could hold like 80 people. And I said, great, that's our goal. And they're like, what? We had 65 guests. We had 10 club members at the time. 14 non-members enrolled that night because I did a call to action after this free seminar, and we had food. By the way, food always helps. 14 enrolled that night. 4 to 5 enrolled at the series start because the people who enrolled were chatting it up with other people. So the club results, 12 to 14 new members, and Floyd earned his Distinguished Toastmaster. It not only resuscitated the club, we shot up to president status. What could this do for your club? Go ahead and capture a screenshot, and you can use my flyer as a model. So again, questions at the top. Stage 1, relevance. Name the pain, hand it back to them in the form of questions that they will answer with the desired result that you want. Speak Like a Pro is one of my trademark logos on that. And then the seminar, where it was held, information up there. Then more information about, because the avid readers are going to go through and confirm, what am I going to learn? The skimmers really like the bullet points in this interactive session. You will, bing, bing, bing. And then small print for who the presenter is. People want to know, who is the presenter? Are they credible? What am I going to learn? How am I going to be able to apply this into my job? Toastmasters logo, always, 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 we're talking branding. So all of this follows those 3 stages. Call to action, all of it in order. Special event. The special event then was held 2 weeks prior to the start of the Speechcraft series. You want to do this if you're doing the club seminar open house as well. I suggest calling it a free seminar. Even though it may be an open house in theory, call it a free seminar. It seems to attract more people. So here's what the actual promotion flyer. So at the end of my presentation of giving some of my best Speak Like a Pro things, my members stood up and they handed out this colored flyer, all done with TI branding, from the back of the room, walking toward the front, handing these out. So then people knew exactly what it was. All of that, even the yellow rays, is from TI branding. Tick marks that they can go through. Yes, I want this. Yes, yes, yes. And again, that's how we were able to recruit so many people. Have your guest speakers share their success story, some of their journey. I started off, gosh, holding on to the lectern for dear life. I was crying. I was crying, Oprah Ugly crying. Tears were coming down my cheeks. I had 19 ahs that day. I was horrible. And there are still members of my club that said, yeah, it's true. I was there. It was ugly. Anyway, so if I can overcome all of that and be able to communicate for 8 hours at a time without an ah or an thanks to Toastmasters, thanks to Speechcraft. And again, you can subtitle it a 4, 6, or 8 week communication skills training series. Keep the cost down. This one was $50 inclusive of all training materials and weekly club meetings. So it include the meetings through September 30th. You can take a look at the calendar and using the Talk Up Toastmasters and the other incentives and really work this in immediately. Everything that we do, whatever type of the 5 ways to boost our club, we need to adhere to branding. You and I paid for the major brand refresh in 2010. Even if you weren't a member yet, our dues went to the research that went into this. We are members of this organization. We are ambassadors, officially or unofficially. We are ambassadors for this organization. We need to speak with what's called one voice. And I'm going to add to that, one look. So let's take a look at how we can adhere easily into the brand. And you can go to the brand portal. Thank you, Zoom Master, for loading up again. More links to this. You can go straight in. If you've not yet signed in, I needed to do this yesterday, that it came up for me to change my password into, just go ahead and do it, get her done. All right. And then you can go into the brand portal. There's so many resources available for you, including flyers, all the elements that you need regarding, gosh, logos and business card designs, flyers. Thank you very much, Bonnie Ann, she used the flyer right out of the TI brand, to create her Speechcraft flyer. Great. So it has the balloons and then you put in the text right in there. So good job on that. Regarding the logo, oh my goodness, this is probably our greatest area of infringement. We need to be using our Toastmaster logo. And when you are promoting your Speechcraft program, use the Speechcraft Toastmaster logo. Clubs and districts are not allowed to create their own logo, theme, or tagline. So here's what happens is that we cannot have club logos. Nope. So because the question is, if I remove the logo from my materials, can I use different colors, fonts, or elements? The answer is no. 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 All right. So here's what this could look like. So for instance, using the Toastmaster logo, there's District 26. It could be, yes, you can have the name of your club underneath the Toastmaster logo. Yes, you can use that. Here are those which are forbidden. No skewing, no adding anything to it. Don't put anything around it. None of the wreath. I've been there, done that. I've been a member for so long. I've been really cute with all of this. And then I completely understand the reason to adhere to this. We have to have the same image or it confuses the market, and especially our external market. But we need to be consistent between the two and to only adhere to our branding. We have 3 primary colors and an accent color. All right, so I'm a student of color psychology. I love this stuff. When you really want to move people to action, let's say as an external message, use your true maroon and a lot of happy yellow. Happy yellow from color psychology promotes our mental stimulation, makes us feel good, and moves us to action. The 2-color combination of the maroon with the accent of the yellow move us to action faster. If you want to calm people down, use the loyal blue. Now, the cool gray is pretty cool too. Maybe it could be used with our new accepted color to our palette, which is black. And I'll introduce you to 2 new fonts that you can use too. So we've updated it. We've tweaked it just a little bit. We still need to stay within what our branding is. These are our new fonts. So Corinthia and Luxurious Script. And you can download for free from the brand portal. So I love to use, and you've seen Corinthia used in my slides here. It's beautiful, almost like a hand script, like a freestyle. Very, very nice. Casual. It's a great addition to using Gotham and Myriad Pro. The Luxurious Script is perfect for club anniversaries with the gray background, the black, maybe a little bit of confetti, a little bit of image. Luxurious really is luxurious. Save it for special things. But Corinthia, I think it is just beautiful. You're going to have fun designing with it too. So if you're using Canva, I just attended Michael Pope out of District 40 did a fabulous Canva workshop. Anytime that you see him host those, maybe matter of fact, maybe we can have a Canva workshop hosted for District 26. And he shows you how to load up the Toastmaster branding fonts, the colors, the images, all of that, and set up templates. Brilliant program. He's the gadget guy. Here's an example of the Corinthia that you saw earlier. And beautiful. That happens to be the bold font. It does run small, so you need to increase the font size. But play around with it, though. If it gets too small, you can't read it, though. All right, so we're going to have time for Q&A. So feel free to put some questions into the chat in this session. Whew, I told you, Warp 9. All right, so we've looked at our 2 markets. And who are they? Internal and external. And the gold mine nugget there was to match the message to that audience. Become the reader. It's a great tip for parallel for speaking too. Instead of being the speaker or the trainer, imagine that you're the person in the seat having to listen to it. Become the audience member. The next tip, we looked at meeting math and healthy membership. Charter strength is 20, exactly. And of the 5 ways to boost our membership, boy, tap into the power of the global advertising campaign. District 26 is in the higher of the 2 levels of daily payment of that campaign. Your district has invested in that. So every single lead, you're talking 75 inquiries for the first 2 weeks. Take advantage of that. Put a Speechcraft onto the agenda and bring people in for this. And it could be that your response to them is thank you for your interest. And there's emails that the templates have been sent out for that, is to tweak it a little bit. Put your personality into the club. We noticed that you are interested in AI. You will appreciate. So again, put them first instead of us. They're looking for what's in it for me. You will appreciate the time you get to practice the skills, and including the impromptu time for job interview question responses. Really build it. What's in it for them? People will join. Talk Up Toastmasters, your club seminar open house again, and you can use the same flyer concept as what I did for Speak Like a Pro. Call it what your title is. And you can invite accredited speakers at no charge to come and be your featured guest speaker. We have content in addition to the credibility of being professional presenters. Then you want to take advantage of that, ask us. We are posted on the Toastmaster.org site on the home page. There's 2 click boxes there, one for accredited speakers, one for world champions. You can reach out to us, give us longer time on your program, let us really bring in the call to action, share our story, and help you enroll people. We would be honored to do that. Speechcraft Series, again, you get to decide whether it's 4, 6, or 8 weeks, and it could be determined on, say, for instance, you're going into corporations. It might be that your executives only have a 4-week span. What if the meetings were, instead of an hour or maybe 90 minutes, that they were stretched to 2 hours, give them the same value? You could charge $120 a person for executives for a 4-week course. And Speechcraft can be used as a fundraiser. There are policies regarding what you do with that money, which Ann Golden covers in her Speechcraft Coordinator program. But basically, the policy is any money that comes into the club needs to go back into the educational enrichment. It helps to cover some of the other additional expenses. No, you cannot throw a party. I had to slap my membership's hand because no, you can't take everybody else to dinner from what we raised from the Speechcraft. No, yeah. You put it back into, anyway, there's policies on that. I'm just saying. All right. And then number 5, you can use the Better Speaker Series, any of those topics at any time during your meeting to help reinvigorate your club. It could be that maybe that's what one of the open house topics is. Use them for the Speechcraft Series. Use them when you're speaking at Rotary and you want practice delivering outside of Toastmasters. If you are not taking your Toastmasters outside, please rethink that. This is where we learn it, we practice it, but we need to go use it and serve with it outside of our club environment. You've also learned the 3 stages of marketing communication. And again, they must be in that order for any marketing piece to be effective. Now, you're never going to look at a piece ever the same way again. I know, which means you'll never design a piece ever the same way again. And of course, adhere to Toastmasters branding as well. We've really covered quite a bit in this presentation. And I do hope that you share your heart of Toastmasters with the world, because our doors are open. Let's bring more people into the Toastmasters experience. Back to you, Mr. Toastmaster.
All right, let's give Cheryl a big round of applause.
Woo! Woo!
Wonderful job. For those of you who don't know, she has a ton of resources. They've all been put in the chat over the past hour or so. You can also go to her website, CherylRausch.com, and see all the different things that she can do for you. whether you're trying to be a better Toastmaster or be a professional speaker out in the real world or speaking professionally. And speaking of that, she's going to be at Professional Presenters right here in District 26 on February 6th. So go ahead and sign up for that. I'm sure somebody can put some sort of link for that in the chat. We have 1 million people doing that in chat today. But look out for that. We're promoting that all over the place.
It's the email. It's Marty@professionalpresenterstoastmasters.com.
Hey, there you go. Mark it like a pro free workshop in the chat right there. We are going to take a 10-minute break, and then we're going to come back here and start looking at the enrichment sessions. So don't be gone longer than 10 minutes, or you might miss something amazing. You think it's been amazing so far? It's about to be even more amazing because you're coming back in 10.
Rich, I just noticed we're like the positive negatives of each other in our attire and backgrounds.
Zoom Master Karen, you rock. Thank you so much for keeping up with me in the chat. Thank you so very much. I'd hire you any day as a producer.
She is the best. She
Yeah.
just recently, I was unable to attend, but she recently did a Zoom training for our district.
Yeah, Karen and I were chatting back and forth during your presentation, so she clearly can multitask as well too. But Cheryl, what a master presentation. There's a lot to learn from how we could even present a TLI or a COT or even one of our contests, just the preparation that you gave us. I won't speak for Karen, but it made it easy for her. Oh, I just spoke for her. I didn't mean to do that. But
Thank
the
you.
whole idea is it's all in the planning and it was all there ready to pull up. I mean, it was seamless. It was a lot. We can just learn from that part of the presentation as well. So it's been fun.
My pleasure. Thank you. And thank you very much for having me, Madam District Director. I have watched your journey for decades, and it's been a privilege to walk hand in hand with you on it.
Thank you, Cheryl. Same to you. I was telling someone in our executive committee meeting the other night, I said, oh my God, I've known her since 1999 in California at
That's
the
right.
Los Angeles Archdiocese is where I first met you.
Oh
So
my goodness.
awesome.
Oh my goodness. Yes.
You did a
Wow.
presentation for the San Fernando Valley region of the
Yes,
Archdiocese.
it was called
All day
Sparkle.
presentation.
It was called Sparkle When You Speak.
Exactly. Yes.
I remember it. I remember the room.
And the color of the handout was yellow. I still have it.
There you go. See? It's all good stuff. Oh, thank you. Thank you again. Thank you for your leadership and thank you for your entire leadership team. And congratulations for everyone coming to club officer training and for the enrichment sessions. This is your investment. This is your investment.
Well, I'm so glad you said yes. I was sending you all over the country. People were asking, do you know anybody who can do Speechcraft? And here I'm sending you all over the country. What about our district? So I'm glad I finally woke up.
Thank you. I'm looking to see if there's any questions for me.
I have a comment about
Go ahead,
the
Rich.
heart of a Toastmaster. We were at the training for district leaders last week, and I think it was Fred Bornbrock. I can't remember for sure. Just
District
really
13. Yep,
Yes.
District 13. Mhm.
Yes. I think it was him. Anyway, one of the recommendations was your book on really describing what what it is to be a Toastmaster.
It is. They're true stories, and it is sanctioned by World Headquarters. I've only ever, of my 17 books, I've only entered 2 into contests. Both have won, but I entered the Heart of a Toastmaster for our global recognition, and it won the International Book Awards Best Anthology. Yes. So then at the Cincinnati convention, we released it with a huge lineup of all the authors who were present at the convention, and you would bring your book down the line and we would all sign it. All the authors knew what page that their contributions were on and everything. Really something. True stories, all true. And it for many people, it has also helped them launch writing their own books as a result of being published in an anthology.
Yeah.
Nancy Winston, were you
Yes.
there?
Yes, Joyce Foistel has a piece in there from our district.
Yay!
I
Yay,
know.
yay, yay. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, so exciting. You know, just beautiful. And the biggest chapter is on overcoming adversity. And it's fascinating to hear our members' stories. So as a result of this book, many of those stories and the authors were contacted by World Headquarters, and that started the stories into the magazine. Was
Oh.
people telling their stories. And then we had a main stage presentation where several of the contributors got to stand up and share their stories and what it was like. It was beautiful. Jan Vecchio from Australia, that here she was shy and she was published. She stood up and she shared her story. Just, we are amazing. We are absolutely amazing, beautiful human beings. And when we share our heart, and especially so authentically, it really brings people together.
How much time? Where's Tom?
We
Figure
ended
we'll
early.
reconvene at 10:32.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I'm watching the clock. We still have 3 minutes and 40 seconds.
Okay.
Well, then I will go ahead and take my leave at this time. But thank you again for hosting me. Thank you. Thank you. Continued success to each of you. And just remember that when you work this program works. And when Helen Blanchard said, if you get everything out of Toastmasters, you can get out of Toastmasters. You will never get out of Toastmasters.
Thanks, Cheryl.
Thank you for your MC, Rich. Great to see you again, buddy.
Good to see you.
Have a wonderful day. Keep cool, keep warm, I should say, because you're already in the cold. Wow, that was fascinating. How many times have we seen the presentation, Ruth? Not quite like this, though, right?
No, she did really bring in D26.
Yes, and I didn't notice, did she do that for one of the other ones? Because I couldn't stay for all of them. I don't recall seeing all that information. When
Do
I
we
went
not
to
have Nebraska clubs anymore?
No.
Oh, in fact, I'm thinking of asking Nebraska to just take back that smidgen portion.
How do we know which towns are in western Nebraska within our district? Because I don't know where the line is exactly.
James?
I don't know where the lines are either. They've tried to secede Nebraska to the other half of Nebraska as well.
We've
too,
been
and they won't
trying
take them.
this.
And it's purely out of love for them because they have a closer proximity to them as well too. It just seems like a strange addition they gave us into our district. But I think there is a college town that's in there, I believe.
And
But
some medical locations. I have
Mhm.
something that Victoria left when I took over, so I'll have to go dig that out And I
I
can
need
tell
to
you later.
interrupt for just a second. Karen, can you send me to the breakout room? It is not showing for me.
I can't. Keith is the owner of this segment.
Let me,
Okay, then I
Because
will not be
the-
joining him to help him.
He's still in the room. I don't think he's opened them yet.
Just
Oh, I
open
thought
them.
he had. Oh, I thought you'd already opened him. Thanks, Keith.
But I think we need some instructions first.
actually, the rooms that you seem to have opened are the ones for the club officer training,
That's true.
because that's what I am seeing. So we probably need to close those.
Okay, I'll try again.
No, I'm seeing the base camp.
Now
promote
I
your-
see the base camp ones, but these ones, okay. But it does say 57 people.
57 people
unassigned.
are unassigned. Mhm.
Okay.
We're going to get to instructions in just one moment here. Once our timer lets us know that we're back.
Okay, it is 10:32, which means it's been 10 minutes. Hopefully everybody is back. Let's see, there are 58 people in the room. That's a lot of people. Hopefully some people may still come back if
see
they
them
actually
now.
left the meeting. And hopefully you're back if you're actually on screen. It is time for our enrichment sessions. We have 4 enrichment sessions that you can choose from. As I said earlier, you get to choose 2 of them. So they'll each be a half an hour. You'll pick one. After it closes, you'll come back to the main room and you'll be able to pick your second one. The first is on Basecamp and Pathways. So if you're confused by Basecamp or you want to know how to promote pathways in your club or even to yourself, you'll want to go there where Keith Horowitz and Carol Walker Lopez will be instructing. We have one on promoting your club from Mary Hoftizer, because I always mispronounce her name. Mary, help me.
Hoftizer.
Hoftizer. I always pick the wrong way. Always.
okay.
Stepping into District Leadership by James Gable. I always mispronounce his name wrong too. James Gable. And then here's one, Ideation Creation from Karen McGrath. I had no idea what that meant, so I asked her to send me something on what that meant. And she says, part of Toastmasters is introducing fun elements to keep your members engaged and coming back. This session is centered around sharing club successes and brainstorming new ideas on how to add some fundamentals to your Toastmasters meetings. Apparently, it does not include how to title your presentation with something that is self-evident, such as, stepping into district leadership, which although sounds a little bit like stepping into district leadership is a fantastic thing. So
As a
pick one.
Toastmaster, I'm a work in progress.
You are, and we are very supportive of you and grateful for your contributions today. So go ahead and pick which one you want to start with and go to that breakout room now.
How do we pick them?
I was gonna say, how do
I
we,
have no idea.
and is there a list somewhere?
Keith, can you help us out with that?
Yes, on the bottom bar, usually far over to the right, you should see breakout room. You may have to click on the 3 dots to see the word breakout room. At that point, you should see the options to choose.
Thank you. Thank you.
And if you need any help, there'll be people left in this room who can help you get into the room.
Did Carol get to her room?
Let's see. Yes, no, wait. I don't see her in there yet. I saw a different Carol.
Yeah. Walker Lopez.
Yes.
Okay.
Can you repeat the instructions on how to get there?
On the bottom of your screen, usually way over on the right, you may have to click the 3 dots to get it to pop up. You should see breakout rooms and you'll have a choice of one of the 4 sessions that you can start with. And then after the half hour, you can choose a different session to join for the second presentation of it. And as I'm a presenter, I will be going to my room now.
Go to your room, Keith.
Yeah, I can't find it.
For the people left in the room, tell me, Carol, which one would you like? Nancy, which one would you like to go to?
I'd like to go to Karen McGrath's, but somehow I don't see the,
I'm going to try and assign you, which is ideation. Okay. Hopefully that worked. Takes time. Say yes. Accept the invitation, I guess.
There we go.
All right. Morty, would you like help in choosing one? Guess you do it herself. Mary, that's your second device, though. How about Jennifer? Mr. Elios? And do you want to go to one of the rooms?
Yes, education, please.
Colorado Springs. Yes.
I mean pathways.
Okay, Terry's with the Westside Speakeasy in Lakewood. I'm from Pioneer Toastmasters, which is also in Lakewood. Astoria is in Colorado Springs. However, I have to remind people that we are the Pioneer.
Jennifer Siriani, do you want to go into a room, and if so, which one? Asher, which room would you like to go into? Can you unmute? I can't hear you. Ah, goodbye. Okay. Barb Brinson. Is there a room that you would like to go into for the special sessions? I'm sorry, I'm unable to hear you.
Yes, I'm a sergeant of arms.
Yeah, we're not doing the club officers training right now. We're doing the enrichment sessions. So your choices are pathways and base camp. There is one on how to make your club, what ideas to help your club be more lively. They're also doing stepping into leadership. And the last one is, let me just double check.
Thank you so much.
The last one is promoting your club.
Let's do that first one.
Okay, the pathways one.
Yes.
Okay, let's see. Where are you? There you are. Assign to base camp. Okay. There may be a note that says accept, then go ahead and accept it. Okay, goodbye. Thank you for choosing. Mary, that's her second device. And Theo, that must be your second device. Okay. I need to range.